Danny, hi Sarah. I guess, is it nice to know now there's a bit more clarity about how the finals are going to unfold for you in the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, definitely. It's always good to just get that clarity. Just came in and just heard the news. So, we'll just, at least now we have something to plan for, but we were just pretty happy to just go with how we were training. And with COVID, everything's a bit unpredicted, and we've gone the whole season through that, and we're happy just to make sure we can do our part in getting the season done.
How did you spend the week off? Obviously, you would have watched the Kangaroos and the Dockers.
Yeah, obviously just training through the week. Then it was nice, obviously, to give the body a bit of a break, use it as a positive, and then now we have a bit more clarity of how we'll undertake training this week as well.
What did you make of the other game?
Yeah, it was really exciting finals game, and it sort of makes you really keen and excited to just get our game underway as well. But definitely we know the style and game that finals usually are, and pressure filled, like we saw on the weekend. But it just makes me a lot more excited, and I'm sure it makes the team excited to get into finals. What
did you learn from watching that game?
I didn't take too much out of it, obviously, just with finals, but obviously now we've just got that clarity as well of who will be playing, but we definitely knew it was finals are very a lot of pressure, but I thought it was a really good game for the competition, but also just we'll take away from Fremantle's game as well, but we generally know how they play, and we'll do our normal assessment heading into a game.
Last one from me. You've been unbelievable, as you have been all throughout since you've been in the competition, really. But this year particularly, you've led such a really strong defence. Could you just talk to us about, firstly, what makes you personally so successful, and why are you functioning so well as a defensive unit?
I think, like you just said, we're a unit, so I think we work so well together, and that's definitely something that's positive every year as we work for each other in defence, but not just that. Every line in our team works for each other, but especially in defence, it's not about the highlights and everything like that. It's about working together to get the job done, and we'll continue that into the finals.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you.
Liz from the Tizer, please.
Yeah, hi, thanks, Danny. Hello, Sarah. Just back onto the final structure and how that's going to work. You're obviously going to be playing at Adelaide Oval. Are you excited about that? What's great about playing at that venue?
Yeah, obviously not sure exactly what's going on with where we'll be playing, but just now knowing the clarity of the timing of it all, just be excited now to start our prep and know exactly how we can lead into this game.
I suppose then, do you hope you're playing at Adelaide Oval?
Well, I guess that's definitely a great place to play, but we'll honestly play wherever we're put to play, and I'm sure the AFL and the club will look at those processes and what's going to be available for us. But now I think the best thing is we know when we're going to be playing, and that's the best thing for us with this week especially, and knowing how we can train to best prepare for the finals.
Well, now that it's sort of going to be that you've got 3 weeks off, really, how does that change your plans this week? And how do you kind of make sure you don't lose momentum, and game style, I suppose? Yeah,
obviously it's still good to give the body a rest for everyone and make ourselves really fresh for finals. I think you've got to take the best out of every situation, and we'll definitely do that. And then again, just that hard training on the track in preparation. So now we'll make sure we can do everything possible in training to prepare ourselves for the finals. And I think, we'll just allow ourselves to get everything right heading into the game.
Are you going to play any trial games, internal trial games or anything to get the match fitness up?
Yeah, I'm not too sure what the coaches have in store for training, but I'm sure they'll do whatever they need to do for us to be prepared. And we've always been a team that really prides itself on training hard, so I'm sure we'll train to the best of our ability this week, leading into a really strong week preparation next week.
Do you think, though, that because everything's been pushed back a week, and so Freo get a week off as well, do you think you've kind of lost your advantage as minor premiers?
We'll just do whatever we need to do to best prepare for the game. COVID is an ever-evolving situation, and we've just got to do what we can to be at our best when we need to be. And we're honestly just thankful to be playing football. There's a lot more people more disadvantaged than us right now. And I think the fact that we get to just, rest up our bodies and prepare to play finals, we're lucky. And we're definitely more lucky than other people around the world at the moment. So to play the game we love, we'll do whatever we have to do to play in finals. And if that means that we have to wait an extra week, we'll wait an extra week, but we'll be ready.
And obviously in that game, you're going to be playing your 50th AFLW game. Can you just maybe talk us about what the club's meant to you and what it means to you personally to make a significant milestone like 50 games?
Yeah, obviously being pushed back another week, but still keen to knock that one off. But probably didn't think about it too much, ticking off each game, but it probably didn't make me realise until obviously having Ebony Marinoff have her 50th and being a part of that and seeing what she's done for the game. And I think it sort of made me reflect on how far we've come, 6 years to be in the competition, and it probably didn't hit me until thinking about playing in a 50th game. It's sort of crazy because obviously we've played less games each year, so it's probably a bit more significant milestone than just 50 games. It's pretty crazy. And I think just for me, I'm just so thankful for how far we've come in AFLW, and to see the young girls coming through, they have a pathway now, and it sort of, just makes you realise how special it is to be part of what we're doing. And it'll just be another special milestone. But at the end of the day, it's a finals, and it will be more important to think about the game and not just my individual milestones. So that will be my main focus, just playing my role for the team as I try and do every game.
And just quickly, a specific question from me just about that defensive backline that you were talking about before. What about Chelseadell? She's obviously come back into that backline this season. What have you made of her year? What do you think's been behind her emergence, I suppose, as a defender?
Yeah, it's been amazing to have her down there. So another tool down there has been something that I think we've sort of haven't really had. So to have her come down there and play her role every week, her aerial work is amazing, and it's just great to have her down there as well, down the last line of defence, and to have her saving goals alongside all of us is just great. And I think, especially if I use my own experience as well, I sort of struggled a bit with positions my first year, and it took me to play defence and have that task-oriented role to really find my role in the team. So I could imagine that it's pretty similar for her. She's been given a job every week, and in defence especially, it's a task-oriented job, and I think sometimes that can help with your performance and just playing your role. And I'm sure that's the same for her, but she could easily be chucked down in the forward line and kick a few goals as well. So she's a great utility to have, and it's been amazing to play alongside her.
Thanks, Sarah.
No worries.
Josh from 9.
Oh, I'm not muted. Hey, Sarah, how you going?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. I just wanted to, you sort of touched on it a little bit before, but do you know how you will you'll handle the emotions of trying to balance a prelim with a milestone game? Have you put much thought into that?
Not too much thought. It's probably as well, just with the uncertainty of knowing when we're playing, there's probably a lot going on at the moment. So I think that will probably be something that this season's been quite a lot to, just understand how every week's going to happen and the uncertainty of COVID. So I think a lot of us have learnt to deal with, and you can only control what you can control. So that's probably helped me and will help me heading into that game, that at the end of the day, we've got a job to do, and that's try and keep winning a game of football. And so I'll probably just keep it simple. And like I said before, yes, it is a milestone game, but at the end of the day, it's a game of football that we need to win, and that will be my main focus. But obviously, it's amazing to be able to celebrate that alongside Stevie Lee, which is great to be doing that alongside her, and then also family and friends to come and celebrate that. But at the end of the day, playing my role will be my main focus.
Absolutely. What's Doc's message been with all the uncertainty over the last few weeks? What's he been saying to keep you guys motivated or focused, or just sort of help you guys as a group through sort of not knowing when you're going to play this season-defining game?
I think, as a whole, as we've talked about with the whole club, just remaining positive and just really using whatever situation gets thrown at us to our advantage. And if it means an extra week of training, it means that we get an extra week of training and to learn and to continue to grow as a group and make sure we're ready. And also that control what you can control. we're used to change this season, so it's no different, and we know we have to do whatever we have to do to play. So that's what we'll focus on.
Absolutely. Now I came in late, but sorry if it's already been asked. Have you enjoyed the added leadership side of things with Chelsea out this year, not just as being a leader of the team, but also sort of really being the main defender down back as well? Do you think that's something that you've grown into and that you've embraced this season?
Yeah, obviously it was unfortunate to not have Chelsea, but we would have loved to have her through the season. But for me, I just really had to step up that on-field leadership. She was always there around us at training and still at games off. So it was more that on-field, just basically stepping up to play that role. But really, we've got a great team of leaders who all contribute. So for me, it wasn't too much extra. It was basically just that title and role. But I think to continue to develop and grow in any area of your game on and off the field is a bonus. And for me, it was great to get that leadership under my belt and probably just gave me more confidence to speak up and really help the players alongside me, especially in defence. We work so well together, and if I can just take that extra step and help the younger players on the field, it's going to go a long way for our future.
Have you noticed you've got a bit more voice than you thought you had? Are you a bit of a bossier player than maybe you thought was there initially?
No, I don't think I'd ever be too bossy, but I don't think I have a loud enough voice for that. But I think, not being more of a quieter player, just for me to continue to lead by example, but speak when it's required, I think was the main thing. And you always want to have that confidence that everyone's listening to you and really taking on board. And definitely had that reciprocation from the team.
Awesome. And just lastly, I guess a silver lining of such a long layoff is that we mentioned Chelsea before, but her and Erin obviously only just coming back at the end of the regular season. Do you think that the time off will mean that you get, those two key pillars fit and firing at sort of close to 100% come prelim time? Yeah,
definitely. Like we said before, like the break, you got to use it in a positive way. And if it means everyone's fresh and ready to go, then that's a bonus for us. And it means everyone else is, obviously it's not the longest season that we play, but it is a very time consuming, like obviously everyone's still working at the same time, so it is a very full on time for everyone. And I think just to have a bit of a break, refresh and get ready to go is definitely a bonus.
And you're trying not to catch COVID in this 3 weeks off?
Yeah, obviously obviously we've been doing everything we can through the season, so we just need to make sure that we continue to do that, continue to be diligent with everything we do, and don't get complacent. Just continue to follow the guidelines that we have, and then our own personal things that we've been doing to make sure we can minimise any risk. And our team's been doing a great job, and we will try and continue to do that as best as possible.
Awesome. Great stuff. Thank you, Sarah.
No worries.
Ellie?
Hey, Sarah, just a quick one from me. Obviously, as mentioned before, you're playing your 50th game on the weekend. Obviously, the premierships have been massive highlights, but aside from those, has there been any specific highlights for you along the way?
Yeah, obviously those, whenever usually I get asked about that, it's definitely the premierships for me. But I think just like I mentioned before, especially the milestone and being able to reflect on how far we've come in 6 years. I think for me, it's when you see young girls at clinics and stuff like that, or just at your game, and now they have role models to look up to. And I think there's small moments that, when we're able to interact with the public again. And I think just those small things, seeing girls just kicking a football with their dad and their brothers, when usually it would just be a dad and a brother kicking footy. I think those small moments for me that I notice and pick up on is just makes us realise what we're doing matters, and that now those girls have a pathway. And I think especially with reflection of the milestone, just realising how far the competition's come, and for me that's probably the things that stand out the most.
Perfect. Thank you.
No worries.